in getting the money from MF Global, and what is the one lesson you think should be taken from your investigation in terms of how we move forward with a better system?
Among the recommendations that we made on the basis of our experience for study was really, which would have been very beneficial and eliminated a lot of the problems here, would be the study of an insurance fund for commodities customers that was comparable to the protection provided to securities customers and also by the FDIC for bank depositors. Most of the accounts in MF Global, and as I understand in many other future commission submersions, are really under $100,000. So they're small farmers, ranchers, and others, so that the amount of protection to provide $100,000 if there were a deficiency in account, if something like that had existed, that would have permitted us to have paid, I think, and I'm talking off the top of my head, something like 98% of all the claimants almost immediately. That would have been sufficient to cover cost. And how feasible that would be, how it would be funded by the industry, is a source of a subject for study. But that limited amount of coverage, as I say in our case, would have permitted us to quickly move and cover most of the deficiencies in the case. We were able to do that with the securities customers because of the existence of SIPA and the SIPA protections. In terms of the collection of assets, even though monies were at banks and other depositories throughout the world, it is not an automatic process of simply saying, I assert that these are segregated funds, because these institutions, in many cases, all were reluctant to release funds, and in some cases said, well, we have counterclaims and set-offs, and so it's a cumbersome process even to try to collect funds that I think demonstrably belong to customers because they're held at third parties. There were some exceptions to that, and some of the institutions showed some concern for the public interest and also for the concerns of customers. But nothing works quite as it's prescribed when you're actually in a bankruptcy.